Alright, what's up everybody? This is Hannibal Sky again, continuing on my Final Fantasy XIII Starter's Guide for Xbox 360 at nextgenwalkthroughs.com. In the last guide I was talking a little bit about the fights you have to do to get your Eidolons, your summons. And I was saying the majority of the ones you have to do, you just have to get the chain gauge up enough to earn their respect that you can hit the X button and do the Gestalt mode, and that earns their trust and you get them. Go a little bit more in detail with that. Whenever those fights first start, the first thing they do is cast Doom on you. So you have a timer counting down above your head, so it's timed. You have a very limited amount of time to get this done. And basically, I'll say it again, there's a purple gauge up by their head that will slowly fill up as you do kind of what you're supposed to do to win that battle. Once it fills up, the little X button will pop up on the right hand side of the screen. Hit that as soon as you see it, and the battle's over. It'll do a big animation that shows you the transformation, and then it moves on with the game. There's a couple of fights that are real tough with that. One of them is Odin. That was probably the toughest one for me because it was just you and just Lightning and Hope together. And if you can't do that one straight up, try doing it again, and right before you get to the point where it triggers the cutscene, hit the left bumper and put the Aegisol and Fortisol sprays on. That'll start your battle with like haste, bravery, and a bunch of other boosts for your team. That'll help you get through it. Also, the very first one you have to do is I think it's the only really different one. It's Snow, and his summoning creature character, the Eidolon. What you have to do is defend. And you figure that out when you start those battles. You always want to do a Libra or a Libra scope to see kind of what it is that they're looking for you to do to earn their trust. And you can hit, I think it's right bumper, I could be wrong about that, but there's a button you hit that'll kind of take you to an overview screen of that character, of that enemy, and it'll tell you their weakness. And for the Eidolons, it'll tell you what they're looking for you to do. For his, it's defending. So make sure you set him up as a sentinel and queue up his defense move, the Steel Guard or whatever you have. But don't start it have it ready to trigger which character to attack with it or defend against. And wait for them, right as soon as they start to attack, that's when you trigger it, so you don't waste the defense. Because you want to be defending when they attack, and your defense is what builds up the gauge on that one. That was the first one I did. I had trouble with it. I had it a few times, but I didn't see the little X button on the right-hand side of the screen. So without knowing that, if you didn't pay attention to that, you wouldn't. It's tough to see. It's not real laid out. So here I'm going back and selling some more of the stuff that I've built up from fighting. You'll see here there's materials, the ones that cost a lot here, the ones that are worth a lot. Those are transformation materials. You use those to transform your weapons and accessories from a maxed out current level to the next level of that item. And whenever you do that, you go up to the next level. It for accessories, maybe it was strength of 50, and now you go to the next level, it might start at strength of 45, but it'll go up to strength of 100. The next one, maybe it'll go down to 95, then they can go all the way up to 150. So you always want to upgrade those when you can if you have the materials to do it. The website I mentioned in the last video that I'm going to have at the top of the screen will explain which materials you need for that. And kind of the best strategy is to buy sturdy bones. 36 of them will take you from 0 multiplier to a 3 times multiplier, which is the highest one you can get. And I looked up online, and this Kane's Lance, I know it levels out at 100. That's its top level, so I'm kind of trying to guess how many of these things will take. Because whenever you do one of these electronic components, it drops your bonus, your multiplier. So you want to try to do the right amount, because you don't want to keep doing it, because you'll have to keep doing more sturdy bones or whatever you can, whatever you have, to build up that multiplier gauge. So you get the most out of your expensive stuff, like these ultra compact reactors that I'm using. And there's also Perfect Conductor earlier on from Lenora's Garage is a good one to use. But you always want to do Sturdy Bone first, 36 of those to raise up your multiplier, and then do Ultra Compact Reactors or whatever else to utilize that 3 times bonus and get the most out of your upgrades. And again, look on that website at the top of the screen. That'll show you what weapons and accessories need how much experience, so you know how much to give each one, so you don't use too much or too little. I'll also say the weapons, their final form, the 3rd level of them, it's always named the same thing, even if it comes from a different sword or gun. So Kane's Lance is Fang's ultimate weapon, no matter what weapons you leveled up to get it there. Same thing with Omega Weapon for Lightning. And the material you need to transform it to its final form, you can only get by either spending 2 million gil at the shop, the R&D depot, or you can get it as a rare drop from the adamantoise, which I'm going to make a video showing you guys how to do. You can actually do it pretty early. You just have to have some patience with it because it's tough. You have to use a certain strategy with it, but I'll show you guys how to do it. And you want to make sure you have the Collector's Catalog and Connoisseur's Catalog. The Connoisseur's Catalog is just the upgraded version, level 2 of the Collector's Catalog. Collector's Catalog makes people drop items more often, and the Connoisseur's Catalog makes enemies drop their rare items for you. So, 2 things to have when you're doing that fight, and I'll go over that in a little bit of detail. Here you'll see how the Crystarium works a little bit. I talked about it earlier, but I didn't actually level up. So you see, you just get on this and you just hold down the A button, and that little white dot will move around the screen and go follow the line to each upgrade sphere. Occasionally, if you get to a point where it branches off in different directions, you have to use your left stick and kind of point it in the direction you want it to go. But for the majority of the time, you just hold down the A button, and this little white dot will bounce around all these orbs. As you level up, more levels of the Crystarium will open up. So save it up, don't use it all on the secondary tiers of your stuff. Save it up, because whenever you get your next level, you'll have a lot of points to use up. And you see there how there's like a line going up on some of them. That's for the next level of the Crystarium for that class. So I hope that kind of makes that a little bit clearer. It can be kind of confusing and overwhelming when you first start doing this thing. But you'll get to a point with some of these where you can't go any further until you get further in the game, and it'll say right on the screen, your Crystarium has been expanded. You can upgrade your characters further. So hope that helps, and I'll see you guys in the next guide.